talk through here?
Huh?
Talk through here?
Yeah, you remember when the announcement was about to happen?
We supposed to talk through here?
Yeah, he gonna talk to the...
Oh, wow. No, this tire. Oh,
The headphones.
that was gonna fit me.
Beats by helicopter.
You need to put your
Yeah.
mic close
We
to
got
the mouth.
extra.
Beats by helicopter.
We landed. We crashed. Oh, we landed. We crashed. Oh, we landed. We crashed. Oh, Lord.
Where you put it?
Yes, we have a lot of unique moments. It's quite comfortable, it's easy, it's quick. Helicopter is a nice way to visit people.
That would be a first for me and my family. It was amazing, you know, to take the helicopter ride and to see so many things that, you know, I say it surpasses our dreams. You know, it's not even things that we dreamed of. It's just, you know, stuff that I've heard of since I've become an adult, and it's just amazing. Thank you.
You saw a lot of mountains. You saw which one? The French Mont Blanc?
I saw the French Mont Blanc. I saw, the Mont Blanc. I got an amazing picture of the Mont Blanc.
Good.
That I put out on Twitter already for everybody to see.
So the clouds were not disturbing?
The clouds were not disturbing, so it was awesome.
The Mont Blanc is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's such a huge white mountain. I love it. How are you? Welcome home.
Thank you, thank you.
Welcome.
What's up?
Good?
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Well, I mean, time is, you know, I always like to say that, you know, someone's time is priceless, you know, in a sense, because, you know, we can give money, you know, we can give speeches, you know, we can give our talents to the world, but, you know, your time is precious. You know, we're all on borrowed time, you know, in our life. So anytime that I feel like I meet somebody and I give them time, I feel like that's the most important thing that I can give someone, more so than material things. So it's very important.
I always say the same, time is love. And love is eternal. Love never disappears. The love a mother gives to her son or daughter will go into the heart and the soul of the baby, and the baby will transport this love again to his babies. And love never disappears. This is why in most of the religion people say God is eternal, and they also say God is love, which means if God is eternal and God is love, love is eternal, and eternity is time.
I understand that everyone in life has gotten to where they are because of someone else. It takes someone to always help you get to the next level. And, you know, my whole life, you know, I was never the kind of kid that I didn't have a lot of things growing up. But I do always remember the people who gave me, you know, whether they gave me time, who gave me something. So, you know, my job is to always give back, you know, to the youth, to the kids, to the future of this great world that we live in. And because I've been granted so many wishes, I mean, so many riches, my college coach always told me, he's always saying, too much is given, much is required. And I always took that to heart because I've been given a lot and a lot is required from me. So I just try to make sure that, you know, whether it's education, you know, whether it's sports, you know, no matter what it is, you know, I try to make sure that I give back to our future, to our youth. I have my own kids, and I would love that if I wasn't around, someone would do the same thing for them that I wouldn't do for someone else's kids. So that's the only way that our world is going to get stronger and get better.
Same, you know, God gave me privilege. The privilege to be born in a good family, the privilege to be well educated, the privilege not to be abused, the privilege to receive a lot of love, the privilege to have a good health, the privilege to be successful, the privilege to be happy. God, and I give nothing back. Who am I? And the more you have privilege, the more you must give back. If you have nothing, how can you give back? So if we, the privileged people, are not giving and not helping, then we have a big problem. And that's what is driving me. I realize the privilege I have. And because I realize, I say first thank you, and because I realize, I try to give back.
My book, my first book, is about fatherhood. In a sense, it's titled A Father First, but it really goes and it talks about my journey through life as a kid. And the reason I decided to write the book is it kind of just to share my experiences. You know, as a kid, you know, I talk about, you know, my mother and her struggles. I talk about my relationship with my dad. And then I get into my relationship with my sons and our struggles, you know, as a family. How tough it was, and the good and the bad times. And also talk about sports as well, because it helps mold all of it together. So A Father First and How My Life Became Bigger Than Basketball is the title of my book, and comes out September 4th. I'm excited, and I hope a lot of people, you know, pick it up to hopefully read a page or two. But it wasn't easy for me to share all my personal, you know, history, but it was something I felt that I've been given this platform for a reason. I go through everything in life for a reason, and maybe someone else can learn from it. Maybe someone else, it can raise an eyebrow or two, you know, to families and how to deal with things, how not to deal with things. So hopefully it helps. Fatherhood for me is the most important thing. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I love being a basketball player. You know, I love, you know, I love being a son. You know, I love being, hopefully one day, you know, a husband. But nothing makes me feel whole like being a father. Nothing makes me feel whole like looking at my kids and knowing that, you know, I get to help teach them and help mold them to being the man that this world needs. And it's a big job, but it's the best job that you can have. So being a father is second to nothing.
It means love. A mother is love, a father is love. And love is all what matters. You know, the Beatles were singing in the 60s, all you need is love. All you need is love. And I read about Jean d'Ormesson, a French writer, and he said, if you die and you realize in the last minute before you die that you have given love, then your life was 99% a success.
99. What's the other percent?
He left it open. If not, everybody would have said, no, it's not possible. So he left 1% open for... But he said, love is, that's 99% of the success of your life. A question to Dwyane.
That is a good question, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess my question would be, how did he get so knowledgeable? You know, like it seems like when you sit down and you talk, you know, to him, you get so much knowledge, and you just wonder, like, if certain things he was saying, I was like, how do you know all that? You know, and I guess I would ask him, how do you get so much knowledge on so many different areas? You know, and not just in what he does, but things that other people does. And that would be my biggest question. I love to sit down with people that I can get knowledge off of, and obviously he's a book of knowledge.
Thank you, Dwyane. I think it's because I'm 65. It's the age. The age makes a lot. And I am born as a hippie in 1968. I was 20 years old. And peace and love was the major declaration of peace and love. And so when you think, when you're 20 and people say your life must be made out of peace and love, wow, that gives you a total other view of the future. Nobody tells our kids this today. Kids must be successful, kids must go to school, kids must make a career, kids must make money, kids must, you know. And we said no, life is peace and love. So we had a very deep philosophical approach, which didn't avoid me to make business. I mean, but we had a very approach, and this approach has never left me. So I have always stayed tuned to love, tuned to why do I live. You know, one day I asked myself, why do I live? Why? What for? What is the reason? Why is Beaver alive? What should I do? And I was 20 something, and I said, God, I don't know why I live. I live to enjoy, I live to listen to music, but that's not the reason. I need a real reason. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna find 2 reasons. I want to leave the day I die 2 traces. Thanks. 1 trace is the trace of love. When I die, people must remember me, my kids, my wife, my friends. This guy, he was love. And number 2, a second trace in my job. I want that one day people say, wow, this guy wrote a part of history in his business. If I achieve those 2 things, then I know why I'm alive. And so from that day on, I was living just to fulfill those 2 missions. Leave a trace of love, leave a trace in your business. And that's what you do. You do the same. You leave a trace in your business, in your passion, which is your basket, your performance, that is no doubt, and you leave a trace in love. Because to the help you give, because helping is loving, you know, what you give back. And so my question is the following. How come in your so young age you all already behave like a wise man who gives back? Normally people give back like me when they are older. You give back already so young.
Good question. I guess my answer would be, since I was 9, 10 years old, I can just remember looking around me and just seeing the environment that I grew up in. And I just felt that I always wanted somebody to come back and give back, but no one ever did. And I always told myself at that moment and that point, I said, if I ever get the opportunity to give back, I'm going to do it. And so I made myself that promise at 9 and 10 years old. And once I got a chance to do it at 21 years old, I haven't stopped, and I won't stop because I made myself the promise.
Fantastic. Bravo. Congratulations. That in time. Cheers. Huh?
Cheers.
Cheers.
And that was the interview.